Episode 207, The Beckoning Fair One. In the episode, of course, it refers to the mysterious and ghostly figure of Mercy as she's been transformed by Countess Marburg into her child catcher, fetching some new fresh blood, as it were, for her. There's also a little nod to one of my favorite ghost stories of all time, The Beckoning Fair One by Oliver Onions, a true classic you should check out.
In this episode, Mary needs to turn to her worst enemy for help, Increased Mather, and I have been so excited to see her eat the flesh of Increased Mather. There's an idea in some mythology that if you eat the flesh of a dead person, you can take on some of their aspects of their personality or revive them.
A really creepy POV is kind of coming at the Sibley mansion, and there he is holding his own dead head, our little tribute to Hamlet.
Alas, poor Increase, I knew him well.
We don't get the full story from him yet. You'll have to wait till the next episode for that.
This can't be. I killed you.
Autopsy was a practice during the period that common people were really suspicious of. It wasn't an accepted medical practice. It bordered on witchcraft, and performing it was dangerous.
Autopsy is performed on the dead, vivisection on the living.
Wainwright's a doctor, and he opens the chest of this dying plague patient. And then we see what the plague does. This black bile liquefies organs, and it liquefies the organs in this body, the back of the body, the table underneath it. It's burning a hole, for all we know, straight to hell. The Countess is trying to figure out what Mary's up to. Mary is still something of an enigma to her.
How can you still doubt her?
Oh, it takes a harder heart than hers to open the gate. A heart like mine.
Here's this woman who accomplished so much from so little in the Countess's view, and yet she's still holding something back, and there may be something that Mary herself doesn't know.
Would you care to carve, Doctor?
We love dinner scenes. It's a great chance to get all the characters together with all this tension between them, and there's so much tension. There's Haythorne, who's got his eye on Anne. There's Cotton, of course, who's desperately in love with Anne. Anne, who's sweating bullets because Marburg has sent her there to steal her father's Book of Shadows right out from under Mary's nose. There's Mary, who's busy trying to figure out how the heck is she gonna get at Marburg or stop her, and knows that her secret weapon increases at this very moment, slinking around Marburg's ship. Dr. Wainwright, who's just as impatient to get back to his work. And of course, there's Tituba glowering around the corner and always looking at everybody kind of sideline. And of course, running through it is also this issue of what happened to George.
That matter we discussed this morning, removing all traces of George.
We just did.
So they've eaten George. The best dinner party ever.